Auto, and we had the pleasure of working with Basile, and I'm Jenny Center.
I'm Abigail Murphy.
I'm Maxine Lee.
I'm Sam Kennedy.
And I'm Taylor Jacobs.
And this is our project.
So the company overview. This company, the owner is Fasil Saud, and his company is an auto shop that repairs cars. It repairs dozens of cars per week. And it is very important for the community because people use these reliable cars that they repair for their jobs and that their jobs provide for their families.
So after talking to Faisal, we decided to focus on the advertising and budgeting because that seems like the biggest issue for him. And he also mentioned to us that he was having issues with the timing belt, so we also touched on that.
So for advertising, we did three main things. So he wanted a new logo and so we made him a logo, business cards, and posters to hang around his town.
So with the logo, we made three options, and he chose this one after we showed him the three options, and he wanted to change like the color and some things on it. So we took all his requests and fixed the logo for him. And we really, really want him to like this because that's what's going to represent his company.
So this is his business card. After talking to him for a while and figuring out what all he wanted on his business card, we came up with this. And so it has his title of what he does for his business. He's a mechanic, and then he liked our logo a whole lot, so we put his logo on it. And he asked for his number and his address, so we put his number and his address on there. And then he asked for a slogan, and so we came up with one. It's mechanical workshop that stands above the rest. So we also printed out a business card for the judges to look at as a closer. And we'll also have one printed out for Fasil when he gets to look at the presentation. So same thing for the posters. It has all of the stuff that he requested on it, and he will be hanging it up in popular areas in his town, banks and marketplaces, and that's a safe place where he knows all of his customers will be. And here are some examples also for that.
As far as budgeting, we knew from the beginning that we wanted to have a simple spreadsheet for our bookkeeping. And originally we wanted to do it on Excel, but then we realized that there may be some technical issues, like technology issues. And then we decided to make our own version of it. And you can see it within these two charts. So the bottom chart is mainly focusing on bills. So you have the due date, and then you have the type of bill, you have the amount that is due, and then you have a place where you can check once that you have paid it. And then on the top right corner, you have another chart that is mainly focusing on the income. So you have the days of the week, and then the next column over, you have the income. So you'd put in however much you earned that day, and then you would add them all up and you would put a total. And the next column is however much you spent. So maybe you paid a bill on Wednesday, then he would subtract that. And then on the very bottom row, you have his grand total. So it would be however much he has saved plus the fact that, go ahead.
Okay, so when we emailed Faisal, he mentioned that he was having specific problems with the car brand Peugeot timing belts breaking quite frequently. So to rectify these issues, we created a step-by-step guide on how to replace a Peugeot timing belt with pictures included, and we will also have this translated into his language that he's familiar with. So here's an example of that. So in conclusion, we had goals for each of our three issues that we addressed. So for the advertising, we want to bring popularity to his name to bring customers in so that he may reap the benefits in his business. And for budgeting, this will allow him to create a better plan for his financing, giving him a way to balance out future expenses and upgraded materials in the future. And for the information packet that we have for him. This will hopefully help him address a specific issue, such as a timing belt.
And we're done. What did you think of the presentation?
Wow, it's quite amazing actually. I'm so surprised within a short period of time you guys can come up with all this. That's really a good brain work here. So, and I think you guys have actually come up with good ideas, but the best thing I think you will do is actually to see how you can expand those ideas of yours. Yes, it's really a good idea. And I know you don't have much time to actually present and to tell us the step-by-step process on how that's going to work. Because the most important thing is, this is an idea that I know and I believe it will work in Nigeria. So it's a good thing. Yeah, there is nothing that you guys present that won't work there. And I know Faisal is going to be very excited to hear that. Yes.
Thank you.
So I thought you did a good job with the presentation. I think you did a decent job of splitting the presentation amongst each other. I'm also happy to see that you were able to get the logo designed and do a lot of the work beforehand. So for that, I commend you. Outside of that, I would say, right along with Omar, that maybe delving deeper into the issues and really coming up with some additional solutions, alternatives.
So I love that you guys communicated with your business partner to find out what he wanted. So often we just tell them what they want, but I'm glad you guys actually took the time to get to know him, ask him, and build your solutions around him. I think that's a huge difference than like some students do. Now, it was really showed a lot of intuitiveness of you guys. And I really appreciate the fact that you asked the LA office to print out the stuff in Nigeria so that he can actually see it when he's reviewing your stuff on Sunday. So fantastic job. So everybody, thank you.
Join the Global Young Innovators Initiative. Transform the world. www.icantransformtheworld.org